Hi everyone, this is Sahid, your anchor, and glad to be back on the Visa Pathfinders channel today. We shall be looking at the Ontario Immigrant Nominee Program Expression of Interest and other programs available in the province of Ontario. The province of Ontario is the largest province by population in Canada, with nearly 40% of the entire population of the country. The capital is in Ottawa, and the biggest city is Toronto. What we're going to be looking at basically are the various programs available in the province of Ontario. So the first one, which is the expression of interest stream, and going by that, we would be looking at the various options, particularly the ones that are very popular with people that are getting nominations. Foreign worker stream, we got the in-demand skill stream and the international students stream, among others. So let's look at the nomination. That's the expression of interest. So you can apply to these streams if you're invited, if you get an invitation to apply. So registering an expression of interest is not necessarily the same as applying to the OINP, as it's called for short, and it's not necessarily also interpreted as you applied for permanent residency. So basically what you're looking at for that is the education, the language, which is English or French. So we're looking at the skills you've got or your work experience, among others. And these are the factors that are really key to you being nominated. So before you apply, you need to be aware that there is actually no fee to register an expression of interest. So it's free. And from time to time, it's expected that you update your information on the OINP. So if there are any changes in your information, you could easily update that as soon as possible. So your expression of interest is also very much valid for 12 months period. So you can actually do your register expression of interest right here. You click on this, and that's the ontario.ca. So after your expression of interest, you would be looking at a possible invitation, and you should be sure that you meet all the requirements. So, and these are the various options for you. So if you foreign worker stream, so if you international student stream, if it's job in demand, so these are all you can just click on all of these and you would see all the details there. So if you receive an invitation to apply, which is done usually from time to time, the Ontario province rank candidates in the pool based on the score or the points that they've amassed, and generally it is to make invitation for candidates that really suit their labor market and invite those that are having the highest score. So if you're invited to apply, so after the invitation, your application must be submitted within 14 calendar days from the date you receive an invite. So and your supporting documents, so you can also look at all of that right here. So your supporting document is expected to be scanned and uploaded, and they should be in either English or French. So this is just the information giving you how to submit an application when you get an invitation to apply. So these are the scoring factors. So you can see, like we've talked about in our previous videos, so the NOC is really critical. And using the NOC, so you can see that on the Canada.ca, you can find your NOC, which is the National Occupation Classification. So where you can find where your occupation belong, you know, which is called for short the Training, Education, Experience, and Responsibilities, or TEER. So depending on where you belong, management on 0, for health, some of the health professions on 2, and what have you. So you can easily find that on the NOC screen. And that's through this. So you can see examples of the 5-digit NOC. Financial managers 810010. So these are the various classifications of the job offer depending on the category and the wage. So this is how they are being scored. So you can see, excuse me, you can see that for the job offer for $40 an hour or higher would fetch you 10 points, and like that. So you can see if you belong in the TER category, category 0, and that's gonna fetch you points from 1 to 10 ranging, and like that. So you can see all of those. Now the work permit as well, or study permit. So you can see all of those. Then if you got any Canadian work experience, especially if you studied in Canada, and your education, you can see how they all ranked: PhD, Masters, Bachelors, and so on. And the language as well. So the official language ability. So the Canadian language benchmark. You can see how they ranked. We talked about that also in our previous videos. You can check them out. How you can see the language equivalency, and this is just another heads up for that. So if you're looking at the CELPIP, that's it, and if it's the IELTS, that's it over there. So and you can see that your CLB8, for instance, is equivalent to 7.5 on listening and 6.5 on the others. So and that's showing you the EOI scoring, how it's applied. And these are the things you need to look out for after you've applied to the OINP. So you can look in there. So if you have any changes in your personal information, like I said, you need to update those, marriage, birth of a child, and among others. And when you get nominated, these are all the processes to follow. We already did that explanation in our previous videos as well. So it will be good if you check them out and see your next steps in terms of application for permanent residency at the IRCC. Just to go through this international student stream so you can see the similarities. If you want to go for that option, so you can see if you have a job offer, the requirements, full-time permanent, and all of those. So it's expected that you would be working and living in the province of Ontario. So no one expects you to actually move out of the province. So they want you to work in the province actually. So it's best for you to contribute your own quota to the development of the province. And just also if we want to look at the foreign worker stream, so it's pretty much similar. And so you register an expression of interest, submit an application, just like I said earlier. And they're looking at a full-time permanent offer, which is also minimum of 60 hours. So 60 hours, and that's a year. That's a minimum of 30 hours paid work per week. So you must show an intention to live in Ontario after you've been granted your permanent residency. And those are the general requirements for employers actually in the province. Revenue requirement as well, full-time employee requirements, so you can go through all of those. the scoring factors, just like I showed in the previous one. So you can go through all of those. So that brings us to the end of the Ontario Immigration Nominee Program. So it is the Ontario Immigrants rather Nominee Program. So it is best for you to look through all the details, the nitty gritty of all of this, because right from the overview up to what happens after you apply to the OINP. So thank you very much. If you do enjoy this video, please like and share the video and also hit the subscribe button. So thank you very much for being there today, and see you some other time.